according to what is already being shared quietly behind palace walls. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are not just planning a return to the UK. They have already been in the UK for some time. Private jet, no media, no photos, no announcement. And this is the first warning sign, because when senior royals return quietly, it is never by accident. It is planned. Sources claim they landed in the United Kingdom and immediately began secret talks with staff connected to King Charles III. Not reconciliation talks for cameras. Not family healing talk. These were closed-door talks. And here's the part people should be worried about. Both Harry and Meghan went silent at the exact same time. Meghan's Instagram went quiet. Harry suddenly became unreachable. Silence like that does not mean stepping back. It means something has already started. Now, let's talk about the part they do not want you paying attention to. Security, according to source claims. Harry was supposed to appear publicly in the UK for a court appearance. Visibility, headlines. Then suddenly, everything was delayed. Why? Because Harry allegedly refused to be seen until his security demands were approved. That is not fear. That is pressure. Security in the UK is not just about protection. It is about rank, status, and recognition. If you have it, you still matter. If you do not, you are sidelined. And reports are very clear. Harry's demands were described as extreme. Not small or reasonable. Extreme. Harry does not want to return quietly as a normal private citizen. He wants to return looking powerful, guarded, visible, and untouchable. That tells you everything about whether this return is short-term or long-term. Now we get to the part everyone avoids, but I will not. I will say exactly what is happening. Meghan Markle is not feared because she is emotional. She is feared because of her access. Sources inside the palace raised repeated serious allegations about Meghan's political activity before royalty, especially her presence in Ukraine starting in 2014, not once, not twice, multiple times, where she was allegedly linked to Hillary Clinton, the Biden family, and senior government officials. And here's the detail that should have raised alarms years ago. Meghan publicly announced Hillary Clinton's presidential run in Ukraine before Hillary Clinton announced it herself. That is not rumor. That exists on video. More insiders allege Meghan claimed she was working with Clinton's campaign, and diplomatic sources reportedly said she traveled with a married high-ranking official referred to by insiders as Rachel. All of this is labeled as alleged, but patterns do not vanish just because people refuse to talk about them. And now ask yourself this. What happens when someone with that background gets unlimited access to royal homes, private rooms, and internal palace systems? That is why this return matters. Not because of love, not because of healing, but because this story never truly ended. According to further source claims, King Charles III is not confused. He is not unaware, and he is not being controlled. He knows exactly what he is doing. The claim is that Charles is intentionally keeping communication open with Harry and Meghan, even though he knows the disruption they cause, and is doing so at the cost of his heir, Prince William, and William's wife Catherine. Because Charles allegedly sees William and Catherine as a threat to his popularity. That is not gossip. That is the claim stated clearly in the transcript. William and Catherine are steady. They are trusted. They are liked. Harry and Meghan are disruptive. And disruption keeps attention on the current king, not the future king. If this is true, then Harry's return is not about peace. It is a strategic move in a power struggle inside the monarchy. Now, pay close attention to the next detail, because it is critical. Insiders claim Prince William hired an independent crisis PR expert, not palace staff, not royal assistants, not internal teams, independent, that tells you everything. William is not just handling Harry and Meghan. He is preparing for fallout, public anger, media chaos, and institutional damage. And that raises a harsh question. Why would the future king need crisis management unless he expects something explosive? This is no longer sibling conflict. This is William protecting his wife, his children, his future rule, and the credibility of the monarchy itself. And when defense mode activates, it means the threat is not emotional, it is structural. What could really be happening inside the palace? And why does everything feel like smoke and mirrors? This is what many people are thinking. Now let's step outside palace walls, because the transcript makes one thing clear. The UK public is not in a forgiving mood. Social programs are being cut. Police shortages exist. Sanitation problems are growing. Public anger is rising. And added to that is Prince Harry. Insider claims remind us that Harry was publicly linked to £26 million tied to the Invictus Games, while everyday people were told to tighten their budgets. So imagine this situation: a permanent return, full security, royal status, while public services fail. That is not healing. That is provocation. And if King Charles believes the public will quietly accept Harry and Meghan returning to the UK with full privileges, he may be badly misreading the mood, because the anger is already present. All this return needs is one spark. Now let's talk about behavior, because behavior shows the truth before statements do. According to sources, Meghan Markle did not just argue with palace staff during her earlier time in the UK. She allegedly controlled them through fear. Staff were reportedly banned from making eye contact, forced to call her Her Royal Highness Princess Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, denied meal breaks, and threatened for basic worker rights. And here is the part many people ignore. She allegedly threatened staff with deportation using political name drops, including claiming she was close friends with Gavin Newsom. That is not stress. That is not adjustment. That is abuse backed by believed power. And when those claims became public, who rushed to defend Meghan's operation? Gavin Newsom? And what was he defending? Possibly the Archewell Foundation, an organization already facing questions. This is not random. It is pattern support. Here is where the story becomes truly alarming. According to sources, Meghan was given unmatched access while dating Harry. Not formal access, not guided access. Private rooms, personal homes, sensitive palace areas, including spaces belonging to Prince William and Catherine. Now pause. This is the same woman who allegedly moved through political spaces in Ukraine. Allegedly attached herself to powerful officials. Allegedly announced campaigns before candidates themselves. And she was allowed into the most protected institution in Britain, with little vetting, no strict limits, no containment. When institutions fail, they fail because they underestimate access threats, not personalities. And the claim is very clear. The royal family underestimated Meghan. This is where listeners need to prepare themselves. According to claims, Prince Harry was not the first target. The allegation is that Meghan was initially positioned toward Prince Andrew and was blocked by Sarah Ferguson. That path closed, but Harry's path was wide open. He was young, emotionally fragile, seeking approval. And once that door opened, she did not just enter, she secured it. And Harry became the access point, the shield, the leverage. So when people ask why Harry seems trapped, the harder question is, was he chosen or simply convenient? Here is the truth many avoid saying clearly. If Prince Harry is returning to the UK permanently, this is not a family reunion. It is a reckoning. Look at what happened before the public heard anything. Secret arrivals, closed-door talks, security demands, social media silence, crisis PR hires, institutional anxiety. None of that is healing. That is preparation. And the most dangerous stage of any political or institutional shift is the moment before announcement, when the public still believes nothing is happening. History does not explode first. It tightens. So ask yourself this as the silence continues. If nothing serious was coming, why does everything already look like damage control? Think about it. Because when the curtain finally opens, when Harry appears protected, positioned, and permanent, the monarchy will not only explain why he returned, they will have to explain why they allowed all of this to happen again. And once that question spreads, no security force on earth will be strong enough to contain the fallout.